Hi there, Internet. We're off this week, and every week, because I'm not really John Oliver, but I'm here to talk to you, anyway, about the weather, or more specifically, how we're all probably going to die pretty soon from temperature rises. Yes, this is still happening! No, I won't shut up about it. Countries around the world have been experiencing unprecedented and extreme heat, but right now, I want to focus on the UK. Home of nostalgia for old comedy that really hasn't aged that well, and for far too many years, this monstrosity, whose trademark was to terrorise unsuspecting people by running around and shouting his own name over and over again at them. In fact, he was so popular, he even had a Christmas #1 hit, and his own theme park called Crinkly Bottom! Yeah! In the UK, hottest temperatures have been slowly increasing, with 7 of its 10 highest temperatures recorded in the last 20 years. The hottest coming in 2019, when it hit 38.7 degrees. Yes, we're doing Celsius right now. Fahrenheit is stupid. No, I will not be taking criticism on this. The fear, of course, was that this was going to keep happening, and more frequently. So it's not surprising when that's exactly what happened on July 19th, 2022, when parts of the UK recorded 40.3 degrees. And for context, that is so hot, it is recommended you don't let your dog go outside because it'll burn its feet hot. It's so hot, it's hotter than I feel right now, doing this really bad impression in these clothes, and I feel boiling. Yet, for most of the UK, people still had to go to work, and presumably will have to when this happens again. So today, let's look at what measures are currently in place to protect people. The UK government does have guidance on heat in the workplace, but it's a little, shall we say, vague. Firstly, there's no maximum temperature before people are required to stop working. So whether it's 28 degrees or 48 degrees, the guidelines are the same. Which is like saying living alone or with 12 other people doesn't affect your toilet schedule. But let's look at those guidelines. It breaks down into a couple of main points. 1. Keep the temperature comfortable for work staff. 2. Provide clean and fresh air for work staff. And 3. Nothing! There are no other guidelines. That is all it says. This tin of hot chocolate powder has as much, if not clearer, guidelines for use than the government provides, which isn't great when, as far as I know, nobody has ever died from putting too little hot chocolate powder into their cup, whilst around 800 people in the UK die yearly from heat, a number that is estimated to triple by 2050 if this continues. And more frustratingly, neither of the two recommendations are anything a workplace has any real control over. If a building doesn't have built-in air conditioning or is situated in a city centre, it's going to be really difficult to keep temperatures low and air clean. But that's not all. What about schools? And I know what you're thinking, surely. Surely the UK government has clearer rules in place for schools. And they do. They're just also not very useful. One point is extremely specific on the type of hat a child must wear, which, if you must know, is a hat of closed construction with a wide brim. And thank you for that clarity, because I was planning on sending little Susie to school in a poker visor. Another says that computer monitors should be off when not in use because they generate heat. Which, if I'm honest, I don't think the monitor is the main concern here. I'm more worried about the collective heat generated by 30 plus people in a small room without a lot of ventilation for over 6 hours every day. But my favourite guidance is about windows. It says that, and this is true, all windows and ventilations should not be closed unless the outdoor air becomes hotter than the indoor air. And I guess they probably shouldn't turn on the radiators either, if that's the quality of advice we're being given here. But honestly though, the guidance, whilst it is common sense, isn't great, but it's not the real problem here. No. The real problem here is that historically the UK doesn't get temperatures of 40 degrees across the year. It's much more likely to hit below 0 degrees in the winter months. Still using Celsius, still not taking criticism. Deal with it. And because of this, most buildings in the UK are not built to keep out the heat. They're designed to retain it. So measures like keep it comfortable, wear specific hats, and open windows and less don't aren't ever going to achieve the needed results. No guidance is. What the UK government needs to do is to put steps in place to improve infrastructure to deal with heat spikes, or there won't be anybody well enough to enforce their lack of useful guidance currently in place. I'm still not John Oliver, and that's our show.